All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is for you too. This is Pastor Dow. You know, a lot of people enjoyed my history lesson that I gave last Sabbath about the Boston Tea Party and the Sons of Liberty. Why do I speak and talk on these things? Because the same system that was in place and that was entrenched then is the same thing we're facing now. And the problem is just that many of us are discovering what our parents, our great-grandparents, our grandparents and our great-grandparents, what they did not do and how they was asleep, and they allow this tyrannical government to rise to the zenith that it is today. I mean, when you go back and you look at the history of this country, I was talking about June 16, 1773, and that was the Boston Tea Party Act. And that's when, you know, a bunch of patriots. Now, you have to understand, by Parliament and the Brits, they were considered tyrants and terrorists. And what was the problem? All because this colony, there was 13 colonies over here. All because these colonies over here wanted to be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor without heavy taxation. Because the so-called representation that they had was nothing but a bunch of bootlickers. And you have to understand, these people that are governors, these people that are king, president, or whatever you want to call it and have it in this time that we're living in right now, and including these people who own businesses, you have to understand that if they can provide goods and services to you and they can still make an extraordinary amount of profit off of things, to them it's a victory. And to them, that's what morality is all about. Everybody making a profit, and we've been able to enjoy our plus lifestyle, or I say they enjoy their plus lifestyle while they grow hair under the bottom of their hands, and while everybody else has to get out there and work their fingers to the bone and suffer for it. So they wanted to put a 3-cent tax on every pound of tea. And of course, you know, the Sons of Liberty, again, they, like I said in Sabbath service, they painted their faces like a bunch of Indians, poor job of it, but they put feathers in their head. And they actually had a standoff. They went up there and they went up to this merchant ship and they poured all the tea over the harbor. Well, what did they do? Well, they incited war. And so they incited war because, you know, the crown is not going to take it kindly of his servants rebelling. And so you people are starting to get what the founding fathers of this country fought for and tried to teach us years and years and years ago. Well, contrast that to Ferguson, Missouri, Baltimore, Maryland, and all these riots that are taking place. You see, the blacks have experienced tyranny at the hands of this government and stuff, and now you white people are just now understanding the oppression. You know, it wasn't nothing. It ain't no big deal when a black boy gets shot and killed on the street and everything and stuff like that. Now all of a sudden it's becoming a big deal because they're finding out that not only are the black people getting shot, but now the white people are getting shot. Now it's important because remember, in the documents of this country, when it first started, the inception of it, the black people only considered 3/5 human because that's the only amount of voting power that they had. And of course, this is stuff that they will like you to forget, but this is still the same mindset of these people right here. They don't mind the black people fighting in their armies and stuff, but they damn sure don't want to give them equality and justice. They damn sure don't want to give them status, and they damn sure don't want the blacks to benefit. And per capita, the blacks just simply don't benefit. And we're 10% of the population. And I'm bringing this up because when you see me and people, they hate my advice when they ask me questions about, or I make comments about Ferguson, Missouri, or Baltimore, Maryland, I say burn the whole damn thing down, tear it all up. Well, all I'm doing is just giving you the same history of what the Sons of Liberty did in 1777, and 1773 to 1777, when we was having all these wars, fighting for independence in this country. And we find ourselves right at the doorstep again. But what's happening now is that the people are trying to use racism more than anything, and they're pitting people. And now you're getting people, you got a choice and decision to make. Because the reason why that you never see any of these police officers, you know, they get paid administrative leave for abusing and stuff. And the reason why you don't see the citizens, you know, abusing a police officer. Let's say a police officer come up. Just the other day I saw a video where a police officer officers showed up at somebody's house party, and it was a house where a bunch of blacks were, and they started pulling these black girls around by their hair, dragging them all over the place. And the people in this particular community sit back and did nothing. That's because the people today are afraid of a badge and a uniform rather than injustice. And the reason why you see the country today, like in Baltimore and Ferguson and everything else, they do the same things that the British Parliament did then. They bring a show of force, military force, power and might to try to quell what they call the rebellion. And the reason why, now I'm jumping thoughts, but I'm going back and forth to try to connect the dots here in your mind, because I know many of you people are just totally ignorant of history. So what you have is you've got police brutality on an unprecedented scale. And the reason why the people today don't fight back against the police, because if they didn't have on the uniform and a badge and a gun, and they tried that shit with a lot of people out here, they would simply get their ass beat and get a beat down in a major way. But it's because the people are fearing the government, when it should be the other way around. The government should be fearing the people. After all, you have forgotten, and maybe you can't forget because you never did know, but you have forgotten that the government is your servants. They are your public servants. They work for you. But some way, somehow, these peace officers have become law enforcement, and now they're no longer peace officers. And this is the reason why you see people like Jesse Ventura, Alex Jones, and SGT Bull, a few other people that are really truly getting out there and trying to get you people to see Judge Napolitano. These people are just trying to wake you people up. But how can you wake up a people that love sleeping, that's wild asleep, and love the little crumbs that fall from the king's table? The reason why these police do not suffer any type of justice in this world, because you have to understand this. This is the attitude. An assault on a police officer is the same as an assault on the president himself or the king himself. Well, past that way, we talking about, hey, that's the way that it was, and that's the way that it is now. That's why we are in a police state. And people, while they don't understand and know history, they can sense that something is gravely wrong. They may not know how to articulate it. That's where I and many other patriots like myself, that's where the system of the government want to do everything it can to finger us, blackball us, blacklist us, and marginalize us because of the information that we have, because we can clearly see exactly what's going on. You people can't clearly see. And the people in this country, that many of you can't hear me simply because of the color of my skin. You can't hear me because you already have been trained to be racist. Some of you, the majority of you. And you simply can't hear my spirit. You simply can't hear what's wrong in this country because of the color of my skin. But if a white man stands up and says what I said, or say what I say, all of a sudden it's all right. Now you have to understand, the people who are benefiting from the government, who are benefiting from this system, they're going to do everything they can to keep it afloat. They're going to do everything they can to support this wicked system. But as for you and I, you get your ass out in that field and you work your damn fingers to the bone and you pay taxes to the crown. Now we have this illegal entity called the IRS. And I don't even want to go into that right now. And now what's happening is there's a resistance movement that is developing year by year because we understand exactly what's going on. People are getting tased, beat, shot to death on the streets by police officers who are full of fear. And I told y'all, and if you go search the news and see how many police officers are dying almost on a weekly basis now, because, I mean, people, they're sniping them. I told you it was going to happen. We are getting ready to experience revolution. War is on the horizon in this country, whether you like it or not. It's totally irrelevant if you don't understand it. You can continue to keep bowing down and submitting. All you want is still not going to change the fact that there will be a revolution in this country. And it's already shaping up to be. And all those who are in the king's army or the president's army, they're going to be on the side of this system because they're getting paid by this system. The one thing that the system understands that you don't understand is that there's a whole lot more of us than it is of them. Don't worry about military firepower and might and all that other stuff. Rome was the superior force in their day. Rome was the superior force in their day. But let me tell you something about ancient Rome. It failed. And the only way this country is ever going to gain any resemblance of what it used to be is when you people wake up and stop living in dismal ignorance and understand and see what's going on. Take the advice of those of us who are informed and understand why we're screaming and hollering. The reason why we scream and hollering because there are children that's coming behind us that's not going to have the same lifestyle that we have today, and we're not even enjoying the lifestyle that we have today. It's just a fact. It's a sad situation. We're not free in this country. America is a communist country. It's a communist state ran by communists. Our whole government and our whole system has been hijacked by the highest bidder or the powers that be. Now we do business with communists who's supposed to be bad. What does that make our system of government today? You need to wake up. I don't give a damn, you black or white, you just simply need to wake up. This is a matter of truth and lies. Some people love the truth and embrace the truth. Other people enjoy lies. And that's the reason for my fight up in this country right here, because everybody, they love calling me a cult leader. And mind you, I received some new information. I am embracing the word cult leader because the root word of the word cult is culture. So yes, I am a culture leader that is totally in rebellion and dissent of this wicked, pagan, satanic culture here in America called Christianity. It's all lies. Sunday is a lie. You don't believe me? Pick up your King James Version of the Bible and check it out. Easter is a lie. It's nothing but names change, but the same old racist, same old paganism that was created by other cultures, other empires, now over here in this European empire. Sunday, Christmas, Easter, it's all a farce and a lie. But you love your tradition. You love that tradition so much that you will clutch it like a wino does his bottle. And no matter how much of a lie that it is, be simply because you enjoy it, along with your swine, because you enjoy it, in your mind, mentally, you think that makes it right. But the Most High is the judge of all men. The King is coming.